Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. We got people in the comments already. We love to see it. We got a run back ladder challenge day one, unfortunately, because Onyeka Okongwu forgot that he was a center. But other than that, how are you doing, Austin?
I mean, absolutely absurd. Onyeka gets 5 offensive rebounds, doesn't snag a defensive board. I mean, they score 140 points. Absolutely treacherous. But other than that, we're good. The vibes are there. I love the spot. Just can't help that. You know what I mean? So running it back.
If you told us before the game he was getting 5 offensive rebounds, we probably would have nuked.
Hammered it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely hammered. And yeah, I was shocked to see 0 defensive rebounds. That is just absurd. But it's a new day, new vibes. We're not going to get cute with a rebound prop. So other than that, I'm here.
You know how I feel about it. I feel more strongly about rebound props than you do about assist props, I think.
See, I don't know about that, but I think you hate rebound props and I hate assist props, but
oh yeah.
It's how it goes, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their props they like.
Personally, I'm a blocks and steals kind of guy, but it is what it is.
I've never seen you play that. I'm getting
they're the most volatile props you could ever. Damn, it's Heroes minus 180 now. Good lord. All right, well, let's go through our list and give some reasoning, because to be completely honest, I didn't get a chance to get some write-outs out. I was busy making TikToks since the TikTok started blowing up. I wanted to give that some attention. But, well, we'll let you go first since we've lost the last 2 times I went first.
Oh, shit. Pressure's on for me, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, getting right off to it, Damian Lillard. I know he's not been pleasant to our pockets when I've taken him. However, this season, he's hit this line pretty consistently at 23.5 points. He gets a great matchup against Phoenix, who allow the most threes to guards. Dame's coming off a 5 and 18 shooting performance. I think he's just due for some positive swings. He's done really solid in Phoenix. He's a West Coast guy. I guarantee he's going to have a lot of family at this game. Could be good for the mentals. And I think it makes a lot of sense. He's hitting Phoenix 10 straight times at 23.5. The volume's been there for Dame. It's just whether or not he's going to be efficient. But I just love this spot. And I think it's a 3.5 point spread, 4 point spread now, 243 point total, a lot of points to be scored. I think this is a great spot for Damian. Then moving on to the next prop, Jimmy Butler. If you could pull up Outlier for this one, that would help a ton on this.
I got you. What do you do? What are you on, PR?
Yeah, pull up his PR.
Sorry, I moved my desk yesterday and I forgot to put the Ethernet cord back in, so the Wi-Fi is a little slower.
No, you're good.
PR, where are you? Here we are. All right, I got it up.
Yeah, and then throw that thing to home games.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely love it at home games. It's a slower pace game, which I know that. Tons of twos. Magic are allowing 62% field goal makes to 2-pointers. Joel Gideon had a great write-up. If you guys want to check out his page, absolutely love it. So he helped talk me onto this spot, but I just think the hit rate's too good not to play. Makes a lot of sense, and it's a low line, 23.5 point PR. Jimmy's crushed it at home. I know he doesn't go crazy in the regular season, but all we need is 18 and 6. You know what I mean? Like, that's not that crazy of a game for Jimmy. So just feels like a really, really solid spot. Moving on to the next spot, I have Wendell Carter, 17.5 PR. This guy's been solid, man. Since returning to the starting lineup where he's seeing good minutes, he's had a very interesting season. So like his numbers aren't going to be great because he's missed a ton of time, but he's been good, man. He just had 17 and 9. I'm trying to find my write-up real quick on Wendell. He just had 17 and 9 against Bam, and he's going to have to play big minutes. He's the best defender out of the 3 centers. When playing 26 plus minutes, he's covered in 5 of 7 games. Very small sample size, but I just think he's too good of a player to not get 10 and 8 in this spot. I absolutely love it. Centers have been also doing really solid. Daniel, 27 PR. Domantas Sabonis, obviously different kind of player, 36 PR. Kristaps, 23 PR. Luke Cornett off the bench, 17 PR. Guys are just getting decent stats. I know it's a tougher matchup on paper, but as I said, I just think I could see him getting 12 points, 6 rebounds, and covering this line fairly easy. And it's a close spread. Seems like a good spot. Moving on to the next one, Aaron Nesmith, 4.5 rebounds. Quietly one of my favorite spots today. Rick Carlisle loves this dude. He's playing him 34 plus minutes in 5 of the last 6 games. The rebound potentials are absolutely insane. In those 8 games, in the last 8 games, he's seeing 13.1 potential rebounds per game, most on the entire team, which, I mean, what's not to love at a 4.5 line? Houston allows the 6th most rebounds to small forwards in the last 10 games. It just seems like a great spot that if this stays competitive and he continues to get his minutes, I think he soars over this line.
Love it. So, you want to talk about the Sex Man, or you got it?
And then the final one, Karl Anthony Towns, and then we'll go over this. Yeah, we'll go over the Sex Man. This line is so sneaky to me, and I think more and more people are going to start getting onto it. Bulls allow the most rebounds to power forwards in all of basketball. Karl Anthony Towns, decent rebounder. Obviously, he's not Rudy Gobert, but he's hitting 30 of 49 games this season, 61% of games. Pretty decent hit rate. But what I like is look at the quality of rebounders that are like traditional power forwards. PJ Washington, 8 rebounds on 131, 128. Jeremy Grant, 7 rebounds. Jeremy Grant, come on, man. Santi Aldama, 8 rebounds. Dean Wade, 7 rebounds. Jeremy Sohan, 7 rebounds. Dario Saric, 7 rebounds. Jabari Smith, 15 rebounds. These guys are pretty, rebounders. Obviously, some are better, but Cat should be able to get 7.5 boards in this spot. He's going to play decent minutes. We have to avoid foul trouble, but I just think it's too good of a line, especially with being the best matchup possible and some of the other guys in the last month that have seen success. Like if Dean Wade can get 7, I hope Cat can get 8.
Yeah, you called me this morning. You're like, what do you think about Cat 7.5 rebounds? And I was like, why is he at 7.5 rebounds? Just because I feel like I haven't seen him that low in a while.
Yeah, I mean, and Cat isn't going to get a ton of O boards, right? He's probably going to get 1 or 2 that'll fall to him. But the defensive boards, he should be able to get some. I know you were talking about how the mid-range is decent for him with DeMar DeRozan shooting a ton of those. So yep. I like that upside. And I also like that Vucevic likely brings Rudy out of the paint a little bit when he's at the 3 line. So obviously that benefits Cat. And 8 boards is pretty low. A lot of fluke stuff can happen. You can get tip-ins, stuff like that. So it just feels like a good line, and he's consistently hit it, and he's primed for a great matchup, you know?
Love it.
And then Sexton, we can both go over together. If you want to pull up your list and then start on Sexton, we can just both banter back. I know we are both rolling with the Sex Man today at 19.5 points.
We're both on him, so I'll just pull it up. So you guys know the drill by now. He's pretty much guaranteed 24 minutes, even in a blowout. There's been 3 of the last 6 games. He hasn't even seen the fourth quarter due to either blowouts or a Doc Rivers disaster class where the bench unit outscored Giannis and Dame by 40 in the fourth quarter. So there was no need for Sexton to go back in. But he got 25 minutes that game. So if we put a 24-minute floor, he's hit this in 19 of the last 22 games, with 2 misses being hooks, Utah, Detroit, and then last game. Last game, he had 11 points in the first 6 minutes. And then a couple misses, a couple bad turnovers, and then Keontae George had how many points did he have in the fourth quarter last game?
I couldn't tell you. I just know the second unit went on a 40-13 run. So
yeah,
so Will Hardy decided to just
everybody got mad at Will Hardy. Personally, I'm like, dude, I probably would have as much as Will Hardy screwed us in the past. If I was in that position, probably would have done the same thing. Because it's
exactly. You're trying to win the game. I understand that. It's just very unfortunate. You don't ever, and I mean ever, see 17 minutes without a sub, especially with guys like Clarkson who played like shit. He was 3 for 11 on the people are acting like that whole unit was cooking. Clarkson did not play good. He played awful. Sexton outplayed him, but because he benefited with being on that unit, you obviously don't sub. You keep the chemistry rolling. They won the game. They're trying to win games, you know?
I think Clarkson got his first point with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. He was minus 17 up until that run. Sexton was before going into that fourth quarter, I think they were minus 12 when Sexton was off the court. So it was the issue was not Sexton. It just happened to be unlucky
Exactly.
circumstance.
People were trying to say, like, Sexton got outplayed. Oh, Clarkson this.
No,
It's like, turn the game on, man. Like, if you're going to comment stuff, actually watch the game and no ball
Yeah.
before you're talking shit. You know what I mean? Because
and Utah's not scared to go 3 small if they need to. So that's not it either. It's just sometimes guys go on a run.
If they're on a run, you're not going to mess it up and sub guys off. You keep the unit out there. We got unlucky on it, but it doesn't make it a bad play. He was also going to soar, and that's kind of why I want to go back to this. He was going to play 30 minutes if he was on his normal. If that run didn't happen, he was coming back. He was going to play 31 minutes, 32 minutes. So if we get 32 minutes today, he's already covered twice.
I forgot to mention, he's way better at home.
He's better at home.
The volume doesn't change, but he's way more efficient at home. That's the biggest thing.
Spot on. And he's already covered twice against OKC. You know what I mean?
So I think here's where we get the benefit of Collin Sexton. If you watch him play, probably half his points come from, we all know Indiana Pacers, they do a quick inbound and they try and catch the other team lacking after a made basket. Utah kind of does the same thing, but when they do it, it's really just find Sexton and let him go downhill before any centers get back in the paint. And it works pretty well. So in a high-paced game like OKC, where obviously Chet is a good rim defender, but he doesn't just poach in there like Rudy Gobert. So even though OKC traditionally is good at stopping driving lanes and stuff like that, the transition aspect is huge here. And I think the way that the Jazz can spread the court with 5 shooters, it's going to make it a lot harder to stop those driving lanes the way that OKC normally does. So I think at this point, he is matchup proof, in my opinion, just with how efficient he is and the different ways he can score. Me and Austin talked about it last game. He's averaging, 29 points per 36 minutes. It's not like he's like a bad player that has like 2 killer moves. Like, he is a dog, and he's been playing like it, but it's not showing up in the box score like a 30-point scorer because Will Hardy wants to play his rotation 10 deep for some reason.
Yeah, which is honestly probably deterring a lot of the development of their younger guys, like Sexton. You know what I mean? They're kind of wasting a lot of minutes. I don't really love with what Will Hardy's doing, but I also don't think he'll be in Utah that long. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But they just, I don't want to say they have so much young talent as if they're like building a dynasty, but they have so many pieces they could develop. Like you're saying, that they're just not really allowing to develop. Like if they trade Sexton and Clarkson, Agbaji's like, he's a very raw player, but he can shoot it well. He can grind on the defensive end. Like, you let him develop, he'd be solid. Walker Kessler is playing like 15 minutes a game. He should be playing like 30. It just,
Sexton's young, man. Like, it's not like Sexton's 30. You know, but
he's been in the league though. Like that's different,
right?
Like he's a piece now. He's not a development project.
Yeah, but give him 30 minutes and see what he does for a 10-game sample size. You know what I mean? Like, try him out at 32 minutes, see how the team does. He's probably going to average 24, 25 points a game.
If he gets traded, where do you think he ends up?
If Embiid was healthy, I kind of liked Philly. I think they need one more
bench.
Yeah, I kind of think they need one more guard. I think Brogdon made a lot of sense in Philly too.
Yeah. I kind of think Minnesota needs a guard off the bench.
Yeah, another scorer.
Because like Naz Reid is a great scorer off the bench, but he is their only scorer off the bench. Like after that, you're looking at like Kyle Anderson, Alexander Walker. Like they're not okay. Go at your guy. Don't need to pass it. Like Jamal Crawford, Lou Will type 6-mans.
Right.
All right, so to my list, Devin Booker over 28.5, or I'll start with Luka, 32.5 points. He gets, I'm blanking on the matchup. Oh, Brooklyn. Obviously not the same player as Kuminga, but it's a very similar read. You want a guy that can get to the basket, can beat guys in ISO, and go to the line a lot. Kuminga did that very well yesterday, and now we get Luka to do it again today. I know he's not great on back-to-backs, but yesterday his line was 36.5 in a much worse matchup. So the fact that it dropped 4 points in a significantly better matchup, I think that's already baked in. So, and he's a top projection. And somebody pointed this out to me, I think last time he was really high in the projections that I didn't notice. He's actually, whenever he's one of the higher projections, he actually comes through very consistently. So I'm hoping that happens again today. We'll see. But I love that line. Devin Booker over 28.5 points. It's the system of taking guards against the Bucks. I can pull it up. Guards at least 25%. And I'll do at least 30 minutes. Just guards who run the pick and roll. Sometimes it's forwards too, like a DeRozan type player. But Luka went for 40. Simons 24. Jamal Murray 35. Donovan Mitchell 32. 23 on 10 of 24 shooting. Jaden Ivey doesn't really shoot pull-up jumpers. Like, he doesn't step into pull-up jumpers. But even he had 2 solid games. De'Aaron Fox 32. Malik Monk 28. Klay Thompson does not run the pick and roll. Devin Vassell 34. Tyrese 31 and 26. And that's all just in the month of January. Like, this system has been so incredibly profitable to us. It's just a matter of guys making their shots because the volume's always there. And there's not a much more efficient pull-up shooter in the NBA than Devin Booker. So if we know the volume's going to be there and we're betting on a guy who is normally pretty efficient, I like our chances. Chase said Giannis starting at the 5. I've learned it doesn't matter. I was watching film a little bit earlier. Giannis, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. It's all of them do it. I guess it's just the way the team wants to be run. I know before I've said that it's a Brook Lopez thing and it doesn't matter the coach. I think it's just one of those things where the team says, hey, whatever coach is coming in, we're playing this defensive style and you're going to coach us that way. So we'll see. But I mean, Brook Lopez didn't play last game either, and the guards went crazy. Sexton had 19 in like 25 minutes. Keontae George went nuts. We can see. I'll try and pull it up. I don't think any of them played 30 minutes even. Now that I think about it. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 18. He had like 10 in like the 2 minutes that Luka was out. But yeah, we can check that Jazz game too, where Jordan Clarkson had 12. Again, he was just horrible all night. Sexton had 19 in 25 minutes. Keontae George had 19 in 25 minutes. So just take your guards versus the Bucks. Don't think twice about it, whether it's Brook Lopez or I don't know who else would even be there. So, yeah, take your guards versus the Bucks. Anthony Edwards over 9.5 RA. So this read was initially based on assists, where he was the highest assist projection by 0.001 versus Devin Booker. He was the highest assist projection at 5.0. 5 is kind of a key number for him, so I didn't want to take it at 5.5. But then I looked up his hit rate on RA when he gets at least 5 assists, and it was like 23 of 26 games or something ridiculous. So I decided, why try and get cute with the plus money at 5.5 when I can just take RA? The hit rate's more or less the same, and what was I going to say? And honestly, the matchup wasn't that bad because just like most guards, Anthony Edwards, the further away the shot is from the basket, the more likely a long rebound is going to bounce to him. And so a higher percentage of his rebounds come in long mid-range and above the break threes. And those are some things that Chicago, I think, long mid-range, corner 3, and above the break 3, they're above league average in frequency of shots in those zones for the last month. So it worked out both ways. Tyler Hero over 3.5 assists. Again, this is just horrible line. He's averaging like 11 potential assists since the trade. So even at less than 50% efficiency, which is horrendous on its own, he would still hit this line. So I don't really care how bad the Orlando matchup is. And by the way, let me double check before I put my foot in my mouth. But I'm pretty sure I was checking on it, and Orlando doesn't do good against rolling centers. I don't think. Let me double check on that to confirm. Orlando. Yeah, so Orlando allows the, 8th highest points per possession to centers in the pick and roll. So I've talked about how Hero gets like 60% of his assists to Bam. So if Bam's going to have a good game rolling in the pick and roll, then it's probably going to come from like 2 or 3 Hero assists, and then we just need one more the rest of the game. I like our chances. Sexton, we already went over, and Banchero. I'm just going to pull up who I got this from. Not who I got this from, but who inspired it. Ahan has exposed the system of number 1 options against Miami. They've gone under in 22 of 26 games. the number one option, that is, when I think it's Bam, Highsmith, and Butler are all playing, which they are today. So no reason not to run it back, and that's what I did. And then my two game picks, what are you saying?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Banchero struggles traditionally against Miami as well. I know I took him when a lot of guys were missing. His line was at like 27 or 28.5, but I believe he was like 10 for 26. So that was the game I took him under 27.5, which he's not shooting 26 shots with Franz and Wendell playing. So
that's the other thing. When everybody's healthy, he averages like 20 a game. Like,
yeah, he's not
this
shooting.
Line is set as if like half the team is injured. It's not.
No, they're good. And Wendell's going to probably shoot more today. He likes the Bam matchup. Franz just cooked last game, so he could be feeling himself. I really like that. Tyler Harrow sports betting.
He's talking about you.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody's asking Tyler Hero bumped to 4.5. That's kind of crazy. I'd probably stay away at 4.5. I'm not going to lie. That's at 21.5 on Sleeper. I'll fade that just because of that. I'd probably still take it at 21.5. I just played a little lighter. And for my game picks, Chicago, Minnesota over 216.5. There was like 4 like crazy ROI systems that supported this. And honestly, 216.5 is pretty low for a Chicago team that they don't live and die by the 3, but it seems like whenever Levine's out, they either get blown out because they're not hitting their threes, or they go absolutely nuts because Ayo Dosunmu was like 7 of 8 from 3 in that game. And then on the Minnesota side, that Chicago defense, I just don't think they're that good. So Minnesota should be fine. And then Utah money line, they are ridiculous at home. There's an actual system that supported this, but I wasn't going to take it until I realized this. Utah home log. Since November 25th, they have only lost 3 home games. Those 3 home games consisted of Maxi's 51 ball, where he was like 8 of 9 from 3. OKC, where they lost by 5, where for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how they lost. When they took more shots, out-rebounded them, or had more offensive rebounds, had less turnovers, and I'm pretty sure they had more free throws. Where's the free throws? Yeah, they had more free throws. So for the life of me, I don't entirely know how they lost this game, but if they're going to do all that at home and then play them again, I'm going to bet that they're going to actually win this one. And then this Clippers game was December 8th, and then I think it was another one. Kawhi shot ridiculous from 3, 6 of 8. So this is legitimately like, and it's not like they're only playing bad teams. They beat Denver by 13, Lakers by 7. They blew out Toronto, Miami. They're Pelicans twice. Like, they're beating good teams at home. So there was also another system that supported that as well, but I wasn't going to take that on its own. Until I saw that home system. That's all I got.
That's all you got? 10 minutes later. Yeah, that's all I got.
Some people are like, hey, do you like this? Do you like this? So I was like, everything that I have a read on.
You were in your bag.
What?
I said you were in your bag. You were cooking.
No, I really like this slate. There was even some that I was like Sengun points I was really close to playing. Brunson under assist I was really close to playing. Like, there's a couple spots too that I like that I didn't post even. From Venezuela, what's up, Rafael? Welcome. Good to have you in here. We got somebody asking if we're taking them as straight bets. I am. I don't want to speak for Austin, but I am taking them as straight bets, yes.
I do, yeah. I take them as straights, and then I like to parlay stuff. I think it's fun. I'll play way lighter, but I like to throw a few 2-leggers, couple. Like, I always parlay my whole 6 or 5, however many. But I mean, it's you guys do as your discretion. You know what I mean?
I have a question for you. This is just something I was thinking about earlier today that I don't know how it would work. I wanted your opinion on. So I was thinking every straight or every under bet we take as a straight prop, and then for any overs we have a read on, we take them in like a lotto or an alt line instead. I wonder if that would be more profitable over time. Because I feel like when you have a good over read, they like soar over. but then unders are always, even the best reads are a little bit more sweaty.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you're doing points, it could be a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially, you know what I mean? Because, like, you usually could get decent payouts. I feel like if you're doing stuff like RA and assists and stuff, those are usually, like, pretty close to, like, 1 or 2 to the over, you know what I mean? Like, usually if you're taking a rebound prop over 5.5, he's probably not getting 9 rebounds, you know? He's probably getting 7. So I don't know what the lotto odds would be, but that's definitely an interesting idea.
It's something I might play around with in the
So
background
you would take, like, Sexton 20, 25 plus with Booker 35 plus or something like that.
Exactly. All right, should we go game by game? Break down the ladder challenge?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Rockets and Pacers. Do we like Sengun enough or no?
Honestly, not without Fred. I think sneakily the best prop on that is Neesmith, but his stuff is like -150, so we can keep moving.
Mavs Nets. I know he's a top projection, but I also know that he's worse on back-to-backs for Luka. So if you fought back on that one, I wouldn't try and push.
Yeah, Luka was tough yesterday because he got in foul trouble too. So his minutes were down a little bit. I know he didn't play as good, but I don't know. Interesting with Kyrie out there, you know what I mean?
There we go. We already got people that they're sharper than us. If we're just not thinking of it and people are doing it. There's some people where I'm like, when I like in January, I was on one of the coldest streaks of my life, and I had people messaging me, "Hey man, your ladders or your projections have helped me hit this, this, and this," and it was like plus 2,000 parlays. I was like, dude, you're sharper than I am. What the hell?
Yeah, you're like, I need to be telling you.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, how about you tell me what you're playing and then I'll post it. But I don't know what this means. You know what this means?
No tuna fish, my brother. Yeah, I do know what that means. We got Damian Lillard today, 23.5. So he said, he commented earlier something about eating tuna or something if Dame misses again. So hopefully Dame doesn't. I mean, I'm due to hit Dame. I think I'm like 1-7 with Lillard this year. He's got to ball out one time.
That's where I was with Booker for a little bit, and then I hit like 5 in a row with him. So
like,
you're right, man. There. You never know.
Right, like it's got to even out.
All right, let's just go to Memphis and Knicks.
I
wonder if I could talk you into Brunson under assists.
I'll be honest, Memphis has been like kryptonite. Like I'm afraid of them. Like this lineup is so just the guys they're putting out there. Matchups don't mean anything. I just haven't been touching them.
I'm just I know
Brunson. I've been seeing people take his unders today. Brunson could go drop 50 on these randoms if this game stayed.
I would take his points over and his assists under.
You think he's just gonna absolutely cook?
Well, because I know it's probably slightly different with the injuries, but just in the last 10, 15 games, Grizzlies are really, really good at defending the rim, like within 5 feet of the basket, but absolutely dog shit everywhere else on the court. Brunson, his bread and butter is drive to the rim, stop, pump fake, pivot, fake a pass, and then throw up a shot from 10 feet out.
Get fouled.
Yeah, get fouled. So it's like it feels like it fits the game.
I don't hate the under. I just wouldn't be surprised if he got like 8 against this team because of how bad
just
they are.
It's so dog shit.
Yeah, like
fair enough. All right, Miami and Orlando. I think we have like 2 or 3 picks combined in this game.
Yeah, we do have some action. I think Harrow's kind
of moved too much. I think
Harrow's a little unplayable.
I
love it. I was gonna say I love Banchero's under. I've been playing Banchero unders since last season all year. I'm a big fan of his unders. I love Wendell's PR today. I think he's gonna get this early. I'm not that scared of the Bam matchup, and I think he's gonna have to play big minutes. 10-8, bro. Like, you know, so
you're better than me because I am scared of Bam matchup.
I see. I'm just not with what I've seen lately. I'm just like, meh.
See, here's the thing.
And if you look at the last couple games, like there was some weird stuff in those 2 misses.
Like in these 2 or in his
that 16-minute game, that was like
Is it foul trouble? No.
click on it. The box score was weird. I'm pretty sure Mo was cooking. Yeah, like Banchero didn't even play.
I'm looking at. Oh no, I am on Magic.
Like, look at the starting lineup. They played all 4 starters.
Everybody but Banchero.
Yeah, Caleb Houston played 34 minutes. Like, so that
I'm
game,
thinking I'd support it, but just because it's like, okay, if they're gonna throw the house at Banchero, then obviously somebody else is gonna score, and it's a fairly low line.
Just check out the logs in their last game, that 17-9. I just think he's gonna have to play big minutes. He's hitting 5 of 5.
After the? No, that was. Wait, was this before or after that Rozier trade?
I believe it was during. No, it had to be.
Yeah, this is right before. Bam, like, Hero, Martin.
Yeah.
Highsmith off the bench. Nikola Jovic. Wendell, Banchero, Suggs, Franz. So it looks like everybody played on both sides.
Especially if they're throwing the house, like you said, at Banchero, if Wendell gets 12 points, you have to think he's going to get 6 rebounds, you know?
Yeah. I want to check something with Miami because one thing that I expected to happen after the trade was between Highsmith, Butler, and Bam, the very obvious mismatches would be Rozier and Hero for other teams to exploit. So I haven't checked on this, but I kind of just expected guards to do better than forwards and centers against them, but we can check real quick. For the Clippers, Kawhi 25, PG 15, 21, so it kind of checks out with Harden getting 21. Washington doesn't have a legit big. Sacramento, we can check. You said Sabonis had a good game in this one, didn't he? 19, 17, and 13.
Yeah, solid game.
Bro, I cannot get a read on him this year at all.
I mean, when I'm seeing Daniel Gafford 14 and 13, like, if Wendell gets double-digit rebounds, I think this line he soars, you know? 17 and a half.
Oh, wait. So Gafford actually played well in this game.
Go to the Wizards.
I just skipped it assuming that it was going to be bad. I didn't want it to discredit.
Yeah, like, Gafford played really well. The teams that have, like, a traditional similar center, I guess. I know Gafford's not the same shooter as Wendell, but, like, they've done pretty good. Obviously, it's a low line, 17 and a half. So it's a tough matchup. 100% get that. I just think it's a low line for PR.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
his when he plays 30 minutes.
26. What?
I said if he plays 30 minutes, it's cash.
Yeah. I'm looking at 26. So that seems to be his floor the last 9 games. That puts us at 8 of the last 11, which is solid. Last season would have put it. Whoa!
I'm telling you, dude, you can't look off just his logs because the numbers, like, he's been injured. Those first few games of the season, he was playing injured. Then he got to act like they ruled him out. I don't know. I think his lines are going to even out, and I think he's going to go on a run where it's like 5, 6, 7 games in a row. I've hit 2 in a row when I've taken him, so I'm just trusting it. We don't have to play it for the ladder if we don't like it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this one go over.
I'll table it in. No, that's points.
And Mosley hasn't been splitting center minutes. He's done that when Wendell was hurt, but lately Wendell's been kind of taking the bulk. And we just saw him 34 minutes against Bam. They like it. They like that matchup. And he did a pretty good job against Bam.
Wendell can shoot it too, can't he?
Yeah, he can spread the floor a little bit. I think it's like minus.
Maybe that's why they like it.
It's like minus.
They try and stretch Bam out of the paint, maybe.
He played awful against Detroit. That was just cardio. But I was looking at that Detroit game. Look who went crazy in that game. There was no shots for anyone else because only one player took 28 shots. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's hard to judge that game. The pace of play was horrible. Franz took 25. Banchero took 16. Where are all the other shots?
Dude, Franz is nice. Like, I don't know why he doesn't get any love. He's actually really fucking good.
I promise Miami's not letting him take 25 today.
No, I'm not talking about this match. I'm just saying in general. Like, he was on the screen and made me think. But I think him and Banchero, I legitimately think they could be they are 1A, 1B. It's just Banchero was the number 1 overall pick.
Right. So you have to treat him as that.
Yeah. All right. Grizzlies next we won't do. Minnesota, Chicago. I'm not gonna lie, I really, really like Ant today because I think he has crazy juice for 5 assists. Where is it? Anthony Edwards minus 180 for 5 assists. I'm gonna show you something.
Ant Edwards RA printed a ton early on the year and last season, so I wouldn't be opposed to that line. I know traditionally he does pretty well, especially
So
at 9.5.
when he gets 5 assists, he's hit this line in all but 5 games this season. Should I even go through and count this, or do you get the gist?
No, I definitely get the gist.
And the ones he missed, let's see the minutes. One of them was below 30 minutes, but other than that, it was chill. But yeah, I think that's just ridiculous for me.
I would still take Wendell at 18.5. Yeah, I think this line is super underrated today. I mean, if he avoids foul trouble, obviously that could chalk any bet, but I think it's a really solid spot.
I don't know if you have to worry about that as much. Bam's usage has been lower since the trade.
I've kind of noticed that as well. I don't think Wendell should get into foul trouble. And I mean, just once you typically see a guy get 4 field goal attempts, you usually see a spike. You know what I mean? So feels like a good spot. He had 11 against Miami earlier. I'm trusting the same matchup.
So since the trade, he's had 23% usage, or 22.4.
This is Bam.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's kind of small. I can barely see it a little bit.
That's 4% less than without Rozier.
Damn.
That's a lot. And we can check shots too. He's at 13.8 field goal attempts per game now. That is 2 less than before. So 2 less shots that have a potential of getting a foul there. So yeah, Wendell Carter has less of a chance now of getting into foul trouble than before. But yeah, do you have any argument with Ant, or would you ride that one?
No, I like Ant.
We could probably find a line better than minus.
I was gonna say I don't really want to play 150, but I think we could find a better price.
I think it was minus 125 on FanDuel when I posted, so it should be lower somewhere else.
Cool.
Do you like anything else in this game? I know you're on Cat. That line is low, man.
7.5 boards. I know it's not a fun line to play, but you cannot tell me as a better row that's not odd. Like that is low, especially it's the number 1 matchup in at all of basketball at power forward, you know? So
have you had success with them this season? Because I've hated for every year I've been doing this, I just can't. I hate betting on Cat.
Yeah, I looked at my spreadsheet. I'm 2-0 with Cat rebounds this year. I have not played him in a while though for rebounds. So
I remember he was like 9.5, 10.5 earlier in the season.
Dude, he was 9.5 every time. So for me, 7.5. Like, you know how it is. You can miss a layup and get three offensive rebounds off that. So
yeah,
I'm hoping Cat's active. He typically is against Chicago. Has a great past. So I like that. We don't have to play that though. I like Wendell more than I like Cat.
Okay.
I'm cool with Cat or Anthony Edwards though. I like both those spots.
I'd probably vouch for Anthony Edwards over him. He's minus 135 on Bet365. I just checked, so that's definitely playable for the ladder if we decide to go with that.
Cool.
All right, what we got next?
OKC
and Jazz. Do we just do it again?
It's hard. I mean, I know it's not pretty, man, and I know nobody wants him in the ladder, but it's hard not to.
Bro, he's just so fucking good.
And the matchup is like barbecue chicken, man. Jalen Williams,
If Jalen Williams doesn't play,
dude, it's
I don't know who guards him.
Food, as you like to say.
It has to be. They wouldn't put Shea on him, would they?
I mean,
Shea's a good defender, but they probably, especially if Jalen Williams is out, they probably want to save him for the offensive side.
You don't think Dort goes on him?
Ah, shit, maybe.
If they put Dort on him, man, they're going to be so undersized. Lauri Markkanen might go for 100. Like, what? Like, how does OKC match up here?
I can check who normally guards Sexton. Give me 1 second.
I'm looking at their lineup right now. I don't think Lou Dort can guard Sexton because
I don't know. Lou Dort's kind of fucking good.
No, he's good, but I think they're going to slide Case and Wallace into the starting lineup if.
That would be food.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think that's who
Yeah,
goes.
you're right. That was his main matchup.
Yeah, like put Case and Wallace on him. Sexton's going for 30 if he gets 24 minutes. So.
The weird thing is, oh wait, hold on. This is with Sexton.
Doesn't Dort have to guard Laurie? They don't have the size in their lineup. Chet's going to be on Collins. Giddey's probably guarding Fontecchio. SGA is probably on Chris Dunn, so he can take the night off. Like
watching Chris, that's the funniest shit, dude. I
pointless
saw.
player.
Have you
He
seen the
shouldn't even be
video
in
of the
the
guy that
rotation.
like screams at the camera breaking down defensive film? Have you seen
I
that?
have seen that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he made a video doing that where. And like Chris Dunn had the ball. And he was like, "Step up to Chris Dunn." I was like, "No, you shouldn't. You should never do that.
You don't even need to.
There's no need. I promise you."
SGA gets a bye week on defense. Right.
Also, you're right.
In.
Food. 14 of the team's 34 points when Case and Wallace was on him. He shot 4 of 6, 2 of 4 from deep, and forced 3 shooting fouls. That's nuts.
Sign me up. And even if Jalen Williams plays, I still like that. Like, it doesn't really change yours and I's opinion on this play.
I'm trying to see who the secondary defender might be, but I don't see anybody from OKC on this list.
We can also agree, though, Sexton didn't sell the ladder. Like,
no,
it wasn't on him. Like
that's why when I posted, I said it was so much harder to stomach because I know it wasn't those players' fault. Sexton did well. Jokic did well. We can't help that Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun are missing dunks. We can't help that Sexton doesn't come in for 17 minutes in a game that wasn't a blowout.
Bro, they had him at the table, and Will Hardy said, "Get back over here. Come back."
Yeah, he was running to the table. Next thing you know, Keontae George bottoms a 3, and then Sexton just runs back to the bench. And what made it so much harder to watch, too, was every time a 3 was made and, like, Bucks calling a timeout and the crowd was hyped, the cameras automatically cut to Sexton getting hyped for his teammates.
Yeah, he's like freaking guns and shit. Yeah, that had me pissed, bro. When they banged a 3 and Sexton's the one running down, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, dude. I'm sweating my ass off and you're celebrating your teammates scoring.
Like, bro, I saw that he didn't have his sweats on. I was like, oh, he's coming back in. And then 6 minutes went by. I was like, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah. Bro was celebrating. That was horrible.
But yeah, I'd be down to put Sexton back in.
I mean, yeah, like anyone that's mad at that, he didn't sell us the ladder, so.
No, that was not his fault at all. Shea assist is tempting, but it's too much juice for a 6.5 line for me to be comfortable with. But all of his assists go to threes, and Jazz, I think, allow like the 4th most catch and shoot threes in the NBA or something ridiculous like that. So I do like that one, but I wouldn't put it in the ladder.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then Devin Booker, he's my favorite play of the day, but without Brook Lopez, I probably wouldn't fight you on it if you didn't want it.
Yeah, I'm unsure on that game. The Damian is now questionable, so he was probable. So
damn,
I'm sure I'm gonna get screwed. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna. Well, he's gonna drop 30 if he does play. So tonight's Dame's night, man.
Dude, I agree. I mean, Suns play drop coverage, which is what you want to target for Dame.
Dame's got the clamps on Book's ass. Under 1 of 4, give me that.
33, 12, 12, 8 and 6, 21, 18.
Dame's got a defensive
35,
bag.
34, 29. To be fair, though, this is also Chris Paul.
Yeah, probably true. And I'm sure Dame was not.
Watching Damian Lillard trying to fight through screens is the funniest shit ever. Yeah. It's like you don't realize how small he is until you see him get rocked by a screen from somebody that's like 6'5".
Well, and Malik Beasley being the other guard that's supposed to be a defensive specialist has not helped.
Supposed to be. It's the key word.
Yeah, because that has not helped Dame a lick, having a defender that's actually not a good defender, who's known as a defender.
We can check Devin Booker versus Malik Beasley. I don't know if that's who normally guards him when they play each other.
Yeah,
33, 27, 49, 40.
Yeah. Don't be saying Damian.
Please tell me that this is actually the main matchup. Hold on.
I was going to say, there's no way they're matching up Dame on Book.
That's hilarious if it is. Player Booker. Why does it do this to me?
So are we trusting the Utah coach then?
We got to.
Yeah, we're betting on Will Hardy today.
We got to bet on the players and hope the coaches help us out. All right, let's see. Does Malik Beasley? Yep, Malik Beasley defends him in past games. Last season was what, Lakers? Playing Lakers and Jazz. Let's look for anybody in the Lakers and Jazz. Taylor Horton Tucker, yeah. Dude, he got 16 and 31 team points against Malik Beasley. That's fucking horrible. Let's check per game.
If Damian is to sit, which I don't think he is, he's probably going to play. But if he does, who starts for them at the 1? Campaign?
Yeah.
Or Connaughton slides in and they play just no point guard? Maybe.
Yeah. No. Connaughton would not start at the 1. We'd probably see a lot more Giannis taking the ball up the court.
It's not like the Suns really play a point guard. Book, Beal, and Grayson Allen. I mean,
yeah, bro. If he gets the Malik Beasley matchup, he will.
Oh, he has to, bro. There's no one else. Middleton's old ass ain't guarding him.
Last season, he basically scored 50% of his team's points when Malik Beasley was guarding him.
That's what I was saying. He's not a good defender. Everyone talks like, oh, yeah, he's a great defender, 3-and-D guy.
No, he's not good. He's like...
Just because you're bad at offense other than shooting the 3 doesn't make you a good defensive player. I hate that when people say that. Like, oh, yeah, he's a good defender.
It's like, so weird, too, because it's like you watch him and he low-key does the right things. His feet just don't move fast enough for it to matter.
Yeah.
Like he slides his feet, he shows his hands, but it doesn't matter because his feet don't slide fast enough.
I just don't think he's super physical, you know?
Yeah. So do we want Booker as an option or would you not? Would you take him off the board immediately looking at these other options?
Do you like Booker more than those 4? Because I honestly would say Booker's my 5th out of those 4.
Then we won't put it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because I'm not gonna fight with you to move him up 4 spots.
I love the 4 we have right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like you could talk me on all 4 of these spots, and I would probably be interested.
Let's decide between these 4 then. So we're first off, and we should eliminate one of Banchero or Wendell.
I agree. We should be able to get 2 of these to like plus 200. Yeah, like just based on these odds. You think if we pick 2 of these,
one of these. I think if we do Ant, we'd have, or I guess we can get Ant at minus 135 on Bet365, so it doesn't matter too much. But if we do it on DraftKings, to get Ant, we would have had to play Banchero's odds. But I think we can get both these at around plus 200 regardless. I will say if we do Banchero, I believe it's 21.5 most other places. So, or Wendell's, I think both of them might be different lines elsewhere.
I'm looking at Ant right now.
Wendell PR. Yeah, Wendell PR is 18.5 everywhere else. Let me check Banchero. We got people contributing in the chat. SK says Sexton and Banchero. Nolan says Paolo and Ant or Paolo and Wendell.
Paolo and Wendell. SGP for the one time.
For the ladder.
Paolo and Collin.
So it looks like Paolo is a very popular option in the chat. Opinions on Giddey PRA. Jalen Williams doesn't play. There's probably going to be value on him.
Giddey's minutes make him unbettable. Like you guys want to talk about Sexton's minutes. Giddey he'll play 14 minutes. You know what I mean? If they're fully healthy. So that
he starts the first 6 minutes of the half and then finishes the last 6 minutes of the half. So it's like you get a couple long possessions.
Yeah, then he plays the first 6 of the third and he sits 18 straight.
Yeah. It seems like Paolo's a very popular option in the chat. I want to see if he's 22.5 on other sites. Can you check Prize Picks and then I'll check Pickett?
I wish there was a way to do a voting on StreamYard.
I know. I think there's a way to do it on Twitch, but I could be wrong. Let me check.
Also, guys, make sure you follow our Twitch if you're not already.
Got to. That's by going forward, we're going to be prioritizing the Twitch more so than Twitter and YouTube. We just know that right now you guys are used to Twitter and YouTube, so we're entertaining all of it. But Twitch is going to be the most ideal way, not only to watch us, but the chats are way better in Twitch, and there's more functions that we can do on stream on Twitch. So definitely go follow us on Twitch if you haven't already.
So
Bankero's 22.5 everywhere now.
Yeah, he's 21.5 everywhere. His assist line and points line are top 10 most popular bets today. So I'm guessing it's his under points and his over assists.
Yeah. What's the handle? It is, let me pull it up. MasterClass Analytics. I'll type it in the chat for you guys. Which, by the way, is the name of our Discord and the name of some future projects we are building for you guys. So get to know that name is the best advice I can give there. So we can go Bankero, and then I guess we're deciding between Ant and Collin.
It's hard for me not to go Collin.
I know.
It's really like
it makes Collin's so nice. Just wake up in the morning and see his line and be like, "Yep, he's in my slip." Like,
yeah, it's like exactly. It's one of those. It's almost like if you remember last year, Merrill Kelly 5.5 strikeouts. You would just wake up and you'd be like, "Yep, there he is."
Yeah.
Every single fifth day. It's almost like that, you know. I would say Collin Sexton is probably the one I would roll with. And if he sells this one, then we switch it up and we maybe go away from him. But
yeah, I agree. So we'll get rid of Wendell, and then
no ladder today. Come on, gang, we're working on it.
Gets us plus 208. We might be able to buy a point on Collin, honestly. Let me check.
Buy Bankero up to 23.5.
We could do that too.
I like Sexton. I think Sexton at 18.5 and 19.5 is virtually the same.
The best line at 18.5 is minus 157. That's kind of a joke.
For Sexton?
Yeah.
What about Bankero?
So these two right here, we can get at plus 230 on Bet365. Let me see if I buy down a point on Bankero. Or buy a point up, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you got a point. Yeah, he did finish at 19, so yeah, good point.
So the Discord, we're at 13 boosts right now instead of 14, so we lost the custom link. I'll get the custom link back for you guys, so it should be the same again soon. Sorry about that. If we did Bankero 23.5, that we can only get plus 186. So we could do plus 186 and then take another big juicer again.
Take the next money line. Minus 11.
Take every money line against Memphis.
I mean, dude, look at the lineup they got out there. They're not winning today.
Let's see if I get that point on Bankero. Or what app gives me? I think it would be DraftKings. DraftKings gives you plus 182. ESPN gives plus 186, but I'm not doing the ESPN bet. What was I looking for? Bankero. That gets us to, what the hell? Sorry about that. Bankero under 23.5, plus 207. Is that worth the Knicks money line? That extra point on Bankero?
New York's at home, yeah. They're not losing at the Garden to the freaking. Let me check the injury report for this Grizz team real quick. Let's see who's out there. Jaren's game time decision. Doubtful. He's not playing. They're starting, dude. Jake Gilliard, Kennard, Vince Williams is questionable. That'd be awesome if he sat. David Roddy and Santi Aldama is questionable.
Love that.
Dude, I mean,
but is that worth 1 point is the question. How often does he get exactly 1 point?
I feel like it's a low risk addition. I mean, Look at
Got
that.
23 versus Minnesota versus Milwaukee.
Whose point is more necessary? Check Banchero's versus Sexton's. How often has Sexton finished at 19? I know at
Like
least
3
twice.
times.
I was going to say, I know it was at least twice.
Versus both times versus Milwaukee. Detroit. Looks like that's it.
I just find it hard to believe we get boned by Sexton twice.
I don't think he's missed 2 times in a row. Hit the next game, hit the next game, hit the next game, hit the next game.
He's just a gift that gives, bro.
Yeah, I love him, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
this was I think this was Clarkson's first game back from injury, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
we're working on it, brother. We're working on it.
All right, so which one is it? Banchero 22.5 by itself or 23.5 in Nick's money line?
Chat, do we add Nick's money line or do we take that shit out? What do we think? We'll let the chat decide and then we'll just ride. I think that's our.
I agree.
Yeah, do we keep Nick's money line and take Banchero 23.5 or do we go 22.5 and get the money line out of there?
I'm checking where the best odds would be if we add Nick's.
I don't think there's any chance they lose. Add Nick's, keep money line, add Nick's, add Nick's. Yeah, it looks like no money line. It's 5-1 right now.
You already know that's going to be what fucks us, right?
Imagine.
Without money line, say, okay, now it looks like it's flipping.
Stay true to the 2.
Let's see. Let's tally up the votes. It's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now it's 4-3 to adding.
Just imagine Banchero finishes with
4-4, 5-4 to keeping it. 6-4 to keeping it. 6-5. I don't know what this one means.
Just take the odds.
6-6, 7-6.
I just feel like I kind of agree with this. It's like it's day 1. If we lose to Nick's money line, like fuck it, we'll keep it rolling. New day, like.
Yeah. All right, $20 is being locked in. I want you guys seeing my email. I'm gonna get a bunch of hate email.
You don't like that?
But I won't see too, because that's my email that I use for like spam when I'm like subscribing to a website.
I'm gonna leak that email.
I don't even think you have that email. I think you have like the email I actually use.
I'm gonna drop the phone number in the chat. Fellas, just text this number if you're pissed off if you lose a bet.
All right, here is the lotto. Why does it look like that? Or not the lotto, the ladder. If you can't get Nick's money line, just take Banchero 22.5. Let me sync it to Pickett, and you guys can go tail it on there. Is Banchero 21 over? Okay, do not take Banchero over 21.5. I beg you. Don't do that. I would still advise the under for Banchero at 21.5. Oh, under?
Lock.
What?
You wouldn't lock 21.5 over?
No, I would not. Bro, that's isn't that what the EV community tries to do with like esports?
All the time.
Like, oh, he's 14 kills on Prize Picks and 18 on Underdog. And they make 2 separate slips and hope it middles.
Yeah, that I don't know shit about esports, so that's out of my
neither do I.
Don't worry.
I just know like all the esports guys that I do talk to, they complain about that a lot. All right, I'm posting to Pickett now. And as always, just if you guys didn't know before, we've done like the math and simulations on all the ladder challenge stuff. There's 2 ways to be profitable on the ladder challenge long term. 1, you hit day 7 at least once over a couple thousand times, whatever. As long as you hit day 1 at least once at like a certain hit rate, you're fine. The second way is to have a very high hit rate on day 1s. Because after you hit day 1, you're playing with house money. You just need to hit most of your day ones and then have a huge run here and there like we just had on the last one. So that's all it takes. And so this is a really nice slate, but if we're on a day one and we don't like the slate, we're not going to force anything. So hopefully that gives you guys some confidence when you're tailing these.
100%. And you can grab Bankero right now on Sleeper and Chalkboard at 22.5. So important you have all those. If you're in a DFS state, you can use code Austin or code Dr. Profit. Supports us and helps you guys out. Make sure to line shop. You'd hate to lose by a point. That happened twice last ladder challenge we went on. So that's why it's critical to have those.
Love it.
Damn.
All right. It is posted on Picket. Go check that out. It is the easiest way to tail. And I'll get a screenshot of what to expect when you get on there and you follow. I got to edit this so you can see the full screen. And it's the best place to tail the bets because they make it as easy as possible for you. You don't have to go. It places it in the app for you so you can tail with basically two pushes of a button. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when I do pull it up. All right. Oh, wait, Austin, what's your sneaky bet of the day? Well, I'm pulling this up.
I actually do not have one.
You don't have one?
I was lacking. I was trying to find something, but I feel like I'd just be forcing like some shit out. You know what I mean? So if I had to pick a sneaky bet, I think it's Wendell Carter, which is already on my list. I know a lot of people haven't played him today. So I would say Wendell Carter PR is my sneaky bet.
I'm honestly shocked you didn't go back to Fontecchio today.
I was going to say Dylan Brooks. I kind of like him today for points at like 13.5. I think just with Fred out, I just think he's going to have to shoot it a little bit more.
That's gross as hell, just so you know.
Yeah. No, you asked.
I did ask. That's fair. But I was going to say Fontecchio over points. I think his hit rate is way higher at home, and this is actually a very good catch and shoot matchup for him.
I could get behind that.
And there we go. All right, border. Let's get rid of all the borders. And I can save this and share it to my computer. Do you guys like Hardison rebound ladder? He could cover first half against this G League team. I think that's the issue is you're depending on him doing it in the first half, pretty much. Because that is going to be a blowout quick.
Is that it for today, William?
Yeah, unless do you want to do a prize pick slip again? What are we like 8 of 11 on those now?
It's 2:25. Game start in 90 minutes. I say we just call it at that. Let's not force anything out.
That's fair. Let me put I didn't realize we were cooking for that long. Big slate, I guess. All right. So here's what you guys God damn it. Let me try this again. Share screen. Here we are. So I want to do this. All right, let me try. It's not letting me share my screen to show it. You'll go use that code DRProfit when you download Pickit, PIKKIT, and you can click. There's a copy button when you see that I post this play. You click copy. It shows you the odds on every single sports book. You choose whichever one that you have money on that has the best odds, and it'll automatically place it all in there for you. All you have to do is put in the money amount and click send. It will always be the easiest way to tail my plays, Austin's plays. Just use our code when you join, and it's free to join, and you get given anywhere between $3 and $100 if you use either one of our codes. So make sure you do that. But other than that, let's have a day. I'll be posting everything on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Pickit very soon. It's already posted on Pickit. So make sure you go check those out, and we will see you guys on the next stream, hopefully talking about day 2. Take care, everybody.